Well, hello! It's time for another exciting episode of Pens in Use. This is the show where I talk about the fountain pens and inks I've been using throughout the week. So, let's dive into it. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old, and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, I'm going on the road. I was in Valley City, so we'll talk about that a little bit. I'm going to talk about my plans for North Dakota travel videos, and we'll walk around Valley City State University a little bit. So, first, let's take a look at some pens. So these are the pens I've been using this week. From left to right, I have a Pilot Custom 823, Pilot Custom 823, Waterman Carène, Platinum President, Pilot Justus 95, Lamy 2000, Parker Duofold, and a Kaweco Piston Sport. As always, we'll be doing the writing sample in this Cognitive Surplus Theory notebook. And yes, I will fix the exposure for you. So my first pen is this Pilot Custom 823. This one comes with a fun signature nib. Was it worth it? Probably not. But I like the pen. So Pilot Custom 823 23 signature nib, and the ink in it is Akkerman. Groenmarkt Smaragd. We'll do our swatch. Woo! We really crowded it in there. So, sort of stub-like. I have started to plant my garden, which is rectangular, and I planted several rows of plants. So, that's what you get for a sketch. Groenmarkt Smaragd has something to do with greengrocer. I don't speak Dutch, so, you know. My next pen is also Pilot Custom 823. You may have noticed that these pens appeared in my last Pens in Use, which was quite a while ago, because just haven't had much time for writing lately. But what's cool is they started up right away. So this is a Pilot Custom 823 also. The difference is this one has a fine nib on it. And the ink here is Herbin Bleu Myosotis. I have this goal of using this ink up because it's one that's close. These are both close to being used up. Give it a little swatch. This is often one of my first pens to ink up in the spring. After school lets out and my Lamy 2000 goes to take a nap for the summer. I didn't this year because it still has this ink in it. So, there you go. But yeah, I want to empty out this ink bottle, and in honor of the bottle it actually came in, which ridiculously enough really did look like this. It was a heart-shaped bottle. And you think I'm joking? Okay, may have not gotten the shape quite right, but close enough. That's honest to God the bottle it came in. One of the dumbest shapes for a bottle I've ever seen. And this was so narrow you couldn't even get most pens in it. I wonder why they don't sell it in that bottle anymore. And then we have my Waterman Carène with this slightly harder to find greenish finish on it. I actually found the pen pretty low cost because it had a damaged nib. And I just happened to have an extra nib, so worked out. The ink in this is Callifolio. So if you're looking for a vintage-friendly ink, Callifolio would be it. I mean, it's not the only one, but it is vintage-friendly. And maybe not the widest variety of colors. They definitely are very heavy on the blues. But they do have a variety of colors. So if you want to put inks into your vintage pens without worrying about it, Callifolio might be something to think about. And they come in these bottles that are shaped kind of like that. And then you can store them in a circle on your desk if you're into that kind of thing. I never get texts. I didn't get one tonight either. I don't know why that dinged. It did a ding like I was getting a text. Huh. Whatever. Okay. This is a platinum president. I had this one ground by Dan Smith, the Nib Smith. From a broad nib to a broad cursive italic. Which makes it a bit more fun. The ink in it is Atramentis. Violets. So give it a little swatch. So with the cursive italic nib, it's kind of like a stub, but it actually has tipping material. And it's just ground more sharply. So it gives a little bit different effect on the paper than a stub would. Probably even more so if it's run by somebody who knows what they're doing. I've had viewers in the past condemn my art. So now let's see if I can draw a violet. If I remember right, they have 4 petals. And then all their stamens and pistils and all that are in the middle. Well, that looks nothing like a violet. Let's move on. This is, I think violets would be in bloom now. I haven't seen them growing wild around here. Doesn't mean they don't, I just have never seen them. Anyway, this is a Pilot Justus 95. This I have set, it's a fine nib, and I currently have it set on the soft setting because it's got a little doodad there that you can adjust how hard or soft it is. The ink in this is Atramentis, which is an ink I was very surprised I'm actually running kind of low on. It's another one of those bottles that just never seems to die. This one I'm going to be a little sad to see go because it's actually a very nice color red. It's not garish or I'm marking your paper up with red because I'm that kind of teacher type of red. It's just a nice sedate red. What do I mark papers in? Whatever's at hand, including black ink. Because I don't put lots of effort into what color is my correcting going to be. So a rose, I don't know, we'll do a side view. Gotta have thorns. And then we get to my Lamy 2000. So this one is a double broad. I always think that the Lamy nibs are kind of stub-like. I enjoy them. I also found out I have not done a video on this particular pen. Not sure why. Usually I don't put them into rotation until I've done that. So I'm going to have to do that after I empty this pen out. So the ink in this pen is Sailor, Jentle, Apricot. Another ink, where am I at? I decanted it into this Lamy bottle. And I don't know if you can make that out. Probably not. It's hard to get it at the right angle here. But I'd say I've got probably about a third of the bottle, maybe less, left to use. So I'm expecting over the summer I'm going to run out of quite a number of inks. And I'm totally okay with that. Because that's my goals. I just want to reduce the number of inks I have. Maybe my next thing will have to be reducing the number of pens I have. Or typewriters that I have. Earlier this spring, I think school is still in session, I made a trip to Dickinson to get a table. It was a special typewriter table. It's now sitting behind me. So it had legs, and then the platform, and then the two leaves on either side, and then the typewriter. Set up there. Got it for $25. I wanted the table. So what I say is I spent $25 and got a free typewriter with it. It was a Royal, I don't know if it was a KMM or KMG, something like that. But it is a very nice typewriter. It's just not what I was after. I wanted the table. Okay, this is currently my daily writer pen. This is my Parker Duofold. This has a fine nib, and it's a very comfortable pen. I would never pay what they cost full price. They're quite pricey. But I have found if you wait, you can either get them on the used market, or you'll find them where the price is substantially reduced, which is what I did. They also, there's some more exciting finishes, but they're a lot more expensive. Used to be a channel, Gerald something. He did a lot of Parker Duofolds. He must have been a collector, but he also did flutes. He must have collected flutes as well, but for some reason he took all of his videos down. You always kind of wonder with a channel like that, what happened? Well, why'd you take it all down? And there was probably a good reason. I just don't know what it is. But anyway, I like the Parker Duofold. I just think it's a little pricey. And a lot of people are bothered by the fact that you can't fill it. I must have gotten ink in there somewhere. A lot of people are bothered that you have to fill it with either a cartridge or a converter, but that doesn't really bother me. I don't know. What do we do for a picture? Let's do a converter. There's the shaft for the piston. There's the other bit, and there's the reinforcing metal ring. It doesn't bother me. The only thing is I do like to fill a pen with bottled ink, but as long as I can do it with a converter, I'm happy. Now this pen I was excited to see came out as a piston filler. I think the nib has improved a lot since I bought my first one. Because I own a Kaweco Sport. It's a fine nib. I think this one's a medium. Actually, I can't remember what this one is. Let me just quick look at it under my loupe. Oh, wow. Totally wrong. Kaweco Piston Sport. Double broad. Okay, definitely has improved since I bought my first one, because I did buy a Kaweco Sport, just a plain ordinary with a double broad, and it was awful. It would skip, it just would barely write. So this is nice. The ink in this is... Why am I thinking Bob? Robert Oster! Is it Stormy Gray or Summer Sunset? Or Summer Storm, wow. Was it Belinda Carlisle had a song about summer rain? Dancing with my baby in the summer rain. I remember when... And yeah. Blast from the past. Did she come out when I was in 7th or 8th grade maybe? I had kind of a thing for her. And now I couldn't even tell you if she still performs. For whatever that's worth. We had a storm Monday night. Sunday night. That got over really quick, but it came with a lot of wind. Not a whole lot of rain. I mean, the rain came down very fast, and then it was gone. There were people wondering, what do we have for emergency shelters for people without a basement? And I have a basement, but except right then I happened to be at a family service for a friend who had died. So I wasn't at any kind of shelter, but my mind wasn't really on that either. So on that morbid note, let's go back to my face. All right, so those are the pens and inks I've been using this week. Busy week at home. About to get even busier. So as you watch this, I will have had 4 wisdom teeth out. So I will probably not be responding to comments right away. I'll just be laying on the couch feeling sorry for myself. But anyway, we'll get that over with and move on with life. I was recently in Valley City for the Ignite conference. It was mostly about technology, and of course, right now they have a very heavy AI focus because that's the rage in the technology world right now. I did learn some stuff, so it was worth going to. Upcoming, I have a class I'll be taking in Castleton, North Dakota, home of the squirrels. Go Squirrels. Then I'll have a class in Valley City again. This one the school is paying for it because the school wants me to go to it, so because otherwise I was going to be done with classes. And this one is a math teachers conference because we can't find a math teacher, so I will be taking over part of the math at our school for this coming year, and hopefully just this coming year. And I guess I'm kind of old-fashioned in my teaching math because I haven't really updated at all in that. I've taught science. I don't teach math normally, so I don't do much reading about math methods or anything, so the school wants me to update myself. And yes, I am fully certified to teach math, but my knowledge and education and so on are 20-some years out of date. So, should be wild. In other excitement, on my way back from my last class in Valley City, I decided to go south on Highway 83. I want to do some videos of different towns there. And two of the towns I visited were off 83. They weren't towns right on it, but I felt they were worth visiting. So one was Hague, North Dakota. Hague is a town of about 60 people. And their big claim to fame is they have a grocery store that has stayed alive. And so I got to talk with the owner. She didn't want to appear on camera, which is totally understandable. I didn't ask her to. She just flat out told me she didn't want to be on camera. But she was interesting. I walked up and down what's left of Hague's Main Street, and more businesses than you'd expect in a town of 60. And I think the big lesson there is part of keeping a business alive is showing up. And then somebody I talked to in Hague told me I really need to go see the Catholic Church. And I said, oh yeah, I did see the spire from as I was headed into town. And they're like, no, you need to go inside it. And they gave me the code to get in the door. So I went in the door. And honestly, I wish I'd taken pictures, but I didn't because I was so stunned by what was in that church. I did take video footage, so I have that at least. Let's just say not what you would expect in a town of 60 people. Not even close to what you would expect in a town of 60 people. So, yes, look forward to that. That'll be upcoming. Not in today's video, but it is upcoming. And then I also went south from there to a town I've always wanted to see called Zeeland. Zeeland recently closed its school. They were down to 17 students, K through 12, and they graduated 2. And they just realized that financially they couldn't make a go of it anymore. They wanted to keep the school open as long as they could. And, we could have that debate over whether a school of 17 K through 12 is a good number. But, that's for another discussion. What I did get to do was spent over an hour in the school talking to the janitor. There was a board member there, the business manager. There was a teacher there. Just got to hear a lot of different stories. And actually learned about the fate of the school up in Hague. So, all in all, quite good. I tried to poach their math teacher away. Unfortunately, their math teacher had already been snatched up, so there's no possibility of them coming out west. But I did try. But there were several interesting stories there, so I got to think through them before I share all of them, because some were more personal than others. Personally identifying, let's say. But anyway, very interesting to do that. And then I went south a little ways, because by the time you're in Zeeland, you're practically in South Dakota. So I went south a little ways, and then west to Pollock. By then it was late enough in the day, I just had no interest in dilly-dallying, so I didn't dilly-dally in Pollock, so I just drove from Pollock north on Highway 1804, which is a beautiful drive. I don't know if I've ever driven it going north before, so that was interesting. No towns on that road. There's one church, and Luckily I had outhouses. We'll leave it there. And then I'd planned to do some shopping in Bismarck, but didn't do it because, it was late enough in the day, and I spent how many hours in Hague and Zealand. So, wasn't interested. So I came home after that. But anyway, what I'm thinking about doing for my travel videos, to get back to that thought, I want to do just a place. Just Zealand, let's say. And put them all into a playlist that goes in order. So, like, towns on Highway 83 south of the interstate. Let's just call it, let's pretend that's the playlist. And then it'll just go in order down all through these towns that I visited. And so then each video won't be too long, and yet you can watch them as a series, and it'll be kind of like having a full video, except there'd be advertising or something before each video starts. I gotta make money at this somehow. And I think that's going to get me over a major block I've had, because I've had a really hard time doing some of my travel videos. I've got the footage, just had trouble doing the videos because of the amount of clips I have to put together, along with research, along with linking narration. But if I just do Hague, well, that's a video I can do. Castleton. I'm making a second visit to Castleton this summer, so I'm going to put the footage from both visits together. I know several of you expressed you didn't enjoy long, drawn-out travel videos in Pens and Use, so I won't be doing that anymore. We'll tour Valley City State University a little bit in this video, but, So anyway, I want to thank you for watching. And if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, what do you think of my new idea for formatting these videos? Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, new plan. I'm releasing the Valley City video the same time I release this, so I'll put a link to it and the previous Valley City video in the video description. And we'll just close out with some footage of the road near Zealand.